maybe this is you, this guy. You tell yourself you want to get in shape. You like the idea of being strong. You picture yourself consistent, disciplined, and confident. But is that you? I mean, probably not if you're watching this. Here's where you actually want to be. You want to wake up energized, go to the gym, no stress about it, seeing real progress in the mirror, feeling proud of yourself. And most of the reason that people can't really get into it is because they make a lot of excuses. So you have probably used some of these excuses, which is why I'm going to address them. Two most common ones. First one is, I want to go, but I just have no motivation to go. And then the second one is, oh, I don't have any time to go to the gym, which I'll tell you now, they're both stupid. Okay, so let's start with the first excuse. I want to go, but I have no motivation. And I even wrote stupid excuse on the bottom because to be honest, it's not exactly the best excuse. So I hear this a lot from people who desire a strong physique, desire to achieve their goals in the gym. So to address this specific excuse, we first have to answer the question, why do you have no motivation? So for a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, well, I'm feeling tired, I could go tomorrow, all these reasons to postpone their gym session. And so whenever I actually hear about this excuse, I kind of think about just how counterintuitive is. You want to go, but you have no motivation. Do you really want it if you have no motivation? And so if you or someone you know is currently using this stupid excuse to not go to the gym, ask them the question, how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to achieve your goals? How much does it upset you? How much do you want to change? And so once they answer that question with either saying, hey, I really, really want to achieve this, or nah, it's not for me, then you have your answer. It's as simple as that. If you really, really want to achieve your goal, you would just do it. If it was so important to you, then you would actually just do it. Otherwise, that's why we see all these people who try to go to the gym and then they realize, oh, this is kind of boring and stupid. And like, okay, it kind of is. Some aspects of lifting weights are a bit stupid. But you absolutely have to realize that the only way you'll achieve your goal, whatever it is, specifically probably building a better physique, is to go to the gym. There's no other option. You can't just sit around on the couch doing nothing, being a loser. That won't build your physique. Cutting out the emotion of motivation, you just cut it out. No more. It's all discipline. It's all, I want to achieve my goal, so I'll do this. No more, I want to achieve my goal, but I don't really want to, so I'm just not going to achieve my goal. Okay, and then the second one that I hear pretty often actually also is that I don't have a lot of time. And to be honest, this is also not a great excuse for some other reasons though. Unlike the motivation one, there are a lot of people who struggle with motivation but do have the time. But if you're someone who wants to go to the gym but you don't have any time, here's what I would do. Prioritize it. Now, if you are someone, you just think to yourself, wow, I look down at my clock and I'm like, I just have no time to be at the gym. Yeah, you're saying to yourself, oh, I just don't have any time. I have school, I have work, have all these other responsibilities. Life is hard. There's a lot of pain. I'll just go lie on the couch and watch some Netflix. I mean, for one thing, most people have a lot of things that they just waste time on every day. I'm talking about doom scrolling, sitting on the couch doing literally nothing, or watching TV. These aren't things that help you get closer to your goal, which we need to establish. So the issue with people saying that they don't have enough time is that everyone has the same amount of hours in the day, right? We all have 24. Now, obviously you have to devote at least 8 to sleeping. Come on. That's a bare minimum. And then you have school and work and studying and all this other stuff that you have to do. And it sometimes, we do get caught up in things. But if you really have this goal of chasing your dream physique, hitting strength numbers in the gym, you would just prioritize it. If the gym is just so important to you, then why don't you prioritize it? I mean, seriously, if you care so much about your goal, then why is it not a higher priority? In fact, if you care so much about your goal, it should almost just be the first thing that you do in the day. Why don't you wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., just go to the gym, get it done, get it over with, and then you have the assurance that you've worked hard today for your goal of developing your physique or getting stronger. So outside of like minor shifts that people can make with their lives, you do have to recognize that there is an aspect of prioritization. So sometimes you will have to put the gym first over, like, for example, talking with a friend for an hour or something. And here's another important point. If you are someone who really, really hates working out, you hate the time investment in working out, and you hate the pain of working out, what I would suggest, you don't need more than like 2 or 3 full body workouts a week. You can keep it very simple. Just get it done 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. And once you've done those workouts, that's the extent of what you need. It'll take you like 3 hours per week. And so the most important thing, I hope, if you watch this video and you're like, I'm going to remember one thing from this would be it. You need to shift your mindset completely. So for a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, well, I'm not going to work out because I don't really feel like it today. I've heard this a lot. You do have to say, hey, this is my goal. If I want to achieve my goal, this is what I have to do. And if I don't want to achieve my goal, I just won't do this. So, example, if you want to improve your grades, right? Let's say you're someone who's struggling a bit in school. You just say, okay, so my goal is to improve my grades, and the thing I'll do to improve them would be to devote an extra hour to studying, like every day or something, and you'd commit to it. The reason that you would commit to it is because you care about the goal. The goal is something important to you. So if you don't actually care about the goal, then you're not going to do the tasks that bring you to that goal. So this is you. You have no energy. You just had an intense day at school, spent all that time learning. You're like, oh, I'm so sad. I just have no energy to hit the gym. So you decide to skip it. And this is bad. Very bad. Now, you come home from school in the same situation. You're also tired. School was brutal, some hard tests, and it's a lot. It's draining, right? You will have no energy. Most of the days you go, you're not going to have that much energy, but you'll think to yourself, wow, I have this goal that I really want to achieve. I really, really want to get jacked. And you think to yourself, yeah, I really do want to get jacked. So then you say, okay, well, if I want to get jacked, then what I have to do is be at the gym. Spend some time at the gym, spend an hour, work out, lift some weights, right? And that is an example of a good recalling of your goal. So if you are ever just in doubt, you have to ask yourself the big important question. Do I really care about my goal? So again, we'll go with the example of lifting weights, right? Your goal is to get insanely jacked. Just, absolutely ripped. And so you have to ask yourself, do I really care about getting jacked? If you're ever one of those days, you just don't know if you really feel like going to the gym, you just ask yourself, do I really care about my goal? And if you said no, then don't go to the gym, because you don't care about your goal. You don't care about building a better physique, so why would you go to the gym? Now, on the other hand, if you are someone, you're like, yes, I do care about going to the gym. I do care about lifting weights. If you're someone who's like, yes, I do care. I do care about building my physique. I want to get jacked. Then it's as simple as you need to go to the gym. In order to get jacked, you will have to go to the gym. Okay, trying to make it as black and white as possible. So if you ever have any doubts, any confusion, any lack of motivation, then just ask yourself the question, do I really care?